So with this, we end our presentation. Now, whatever questions you have, you can start asking those questions. You can write those questions or you can raise hands, unmute yourself and ask questions.
Yes, from audience or participant, you can mention your question or in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and ask the question. Yes.
Dr. Kiran, there is a question from Jagruti Raval. So she wants to know which vaccines do lactating mothers can take.
All the vaccines available in India, and both Covishield and Covaxin, lactating mothers can take.
Thank you.
Does this answer your question? Lactating mothers can take?
Yes. So any vaccine.
Any vaccine, in whatever is available in India.
So because my pediatrician said that you can take Covaxin. Yeah, Jagruti here. So she was suggesting, my pediatrician suggested a Covaxin. So that's why I just wanted clarity. I can take any of the vaccine.
No, if Covaxin, if your pediatrician has suggested Covaxin and it is available to you, then you can go ahead and take it. But even Covishield is not contraindicated in lactating mothers.
Okay. Thank you.
Welcome.
The next question is from Himani. What does one do if one has taken first dose and then I get COVID infection?
Yeah, like I already said, if you take first dose and then get the infection, then wait for your infection to subside, wait for complete recovery. When you're asymptomatic, after that, count 3 months. Then you can take the second dose. Because when you get an infection, you already have antibodies.
Yes, thank you. Then again, the next question is from Shweta. Want to understand whether Sputnik, Covishield and Covaxin are effective against the Indian variant.
Yeah, the new variant, which is double mutant B16 and some and the Indian variant, like you said, we don't know which is effective against them because this is the newest variant. So the earlier trials were not carried out for this variant. So this is still in evaluation phase. That is why I said that you don't have any guarantee for any vaccine with this variant. Not just these three, for all the vaccines which are available in the world, we don't know. Now the trials will begin for Indian variants, then you will know. So as of now, you don't know.
Yes, thank you. Soumya is asking her question. I'm reading about scary side effects of Covishield, blood clots. If a person has a choice between Covaxin and Covishield, and which is better?
See, these clots which you are hearing, even I heard they are like 1 in a million side effect, first of all. Secondly, I think our government had given an advisory that up till now, they have done a research where they found that in Indian people, the clotting is very rare, not even 1 in a million. So if you are worried about clots, I don't think you have to worry much because in India, it is very rare. But if you get any serious side effects, like I said, the side effects should go in 2 to 3 days. If headache continues, then you should see a doctor. If you have headache, nausea for a week or something, then you should see a doctor. But if you have an option with Covishield and Covaxin, like I said, it's up to you. You can take Covaxin if you are scared of Covishield. But I don't think there is anything to be afraid of Covishield. Now, I have taken Covishield. I know many people who have taken Covishield because that was the one which was available. And most of the doctors have taken Covishield. So I don't think. And after that, they made, they made a survey of all the doctors taking Covishield, for all the Indian people taking Covishield, and published that research that in India, it is more rarer than in Europe. In Indian people, that clot formation is rare. So I don't think you have to worry. But if it's still a worry for you, then you can go for Covaxin. But if Covaxin is not available, go for Covishield. There is it's highly unlikely that you will get any problems with it. But if you are taking any medication and you're worried, then it's better to talk to your doctor.
Yes. Thank you, doctor. Then the next question is
Dr.
from...
Bush, do you want to add anything? One second, Dr. Bush,
Yes.
do you want to add anything?
Hello. Yes, what you say is that whether blood clotting is a serious complication or a side effect of Covishield. In fact, if it was to happen, it would happen with Covaxin also. Second thing is that today, the international community has banned people who have taken Covaxin to travel to their countries. So there are different opinions about different vaccines. Frankly speaking, there is no difference between both of them, and we can take any of them without any fear. So please don't worry about it and take it as soon as possible. There is a lot of misinformation and a lot of hype is being created on the vaccine issue, and there are certain political reasons or certain economical market reasons for this. There is nothing to worry about taking Covaxin or Covishield, any of them.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. The next question is from Jyoti. What difference between Covishield and Covaxin vaccine? What is the difference between the two vaccines?
See, like I said, the difference is technical. I think Covaxin uses Covaxin is an inactivated vaccine. It has an inactive ingredients, and Covishield uses adenovirus from chimpanzees. So it uses the adenovirus, and this is a inactive. It is a dead vaccine, Covaxin, and Covishield is an active vaccine. But there is a technical difference. But like I said, efficacy is not that different. Because of that, the composition changes. That's it. But the efficacy is not that different, if you see. So when you're taking it, don't worry about it. Unless you have allergy to any of the ingredients, then you have to worry. Otherwise, just take any vaccine which is available.
Ma'am, good afternoon. Good morning. Good afternoon.
Miss Nandita, would you like to ask a question?
सबको कर दिया है तो सुनिए वो जो
Okay, we can move on to next question. This is from Sarika Raut. If I'm affected with COVID, then when will I take the vaccine? After recovery, how many days?
3 months after recovery.
Next question is from
If you're
Upas.
infected with COVID, you wait for 3 months after recovery and then take the vaccine.
Yes, thank you. Upasna Roy's question: if I'm taking the vaccine, can I plan my pregnancy within 6 months of taking it?
I can't hear you. Your voice is breaking.
Hello. Yes, can you hear me now?
Yes, after second dose
Hello.
of vaccine and 2 weeks after that, no further change is going to happen in your body. And after that time, if you want to plan, you can plan. Not in between, because second dose will not be available to you if you are pregnant.
So this question is from Shweta. To add to the first question, is that why we are seeing breakthrough cases where the person is fully vaccinated and still pass away due to COVID? I personally know 2 people like that.
Yes, that is the unfortunate part of the story, that we still do not have 100% effective vaccine. Neither the world has. Anywhere in the world, we don't have 100% competent vaccine. So some of them are definitely likely to remain unprotected even after 2 doses. And there are chances that if they are having some comorbidity, the disease may take a serious turn. So that can happen. That's unfortunate part of the story. And that's why we want that if a major outbreak is averted and we can focus more on developing newer drugs and newer vaccines to fight out the disease, we can have better weapons against the disease in near future. At present, what happens is that entire attention of our community is focused on treating the patients, 4 lakh patients a day, and managing oxygen and managing ventilators and managing drugs and managing doctors and erecting oxygen plants. So we can't focus on developing better vaccines and better drugs. Our scientists are going to do it if they get a chance. So better take vaccine, ease out the situation for a year or so, and by that time they will come up with some better instruments to fight out.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Butch. The next question is from Lata. One of my colleague is not interested in vaccine, but I explained, still he is telling me that I will take all the precautions and stay healthy. Is it okay?
No, none of the precautions are 100% foolproof. So it is better to take vaccine. It is advisable to take vaccine, and every intelligent person should not only take vaccine but ask others to take vaccine also.
Thank you. Trishna is asking if anyone missed to take the second dose of the vaccine of the given time, then what will happen?
See, when you get a first dose, you start developing antibodies and the capacity to fight the disease. But it doesn't reach its peak, and you need to take a second dose. If you don't take the second dose, what will happen is that you still have some capacity to fight. It will reduce over time, but it may not touch zero. You will still be benefited because you have taken 1 dose of vaccine, but it is far from being satisfactory. If you take the full course, that is the second dose also, then you get adequate capacity to fight out the disease, and that's around 80% or so. So you can safely say that, well, in all probabilities, I will not get the disease, and if I get the disease, it will be in a milder form. But if you have got some comorbidities like diabetes and heart disease and everything, cancer or anything, then you must take vaccine, but even then you may not be protected.
Yes. Jagruti is asking if some female wants to go for IVF. So first vaccine is compulsory and then she can start her treatment.
Is it so?
No.
I have not heard that first dose is mandatory, because if you take first dose and then IVF is successful and the lady gets pregnant, she cannot get the second dose. And getting a COVID disease is not going to harm the fetus or by any means. So it is advisable either to take both the dose and then go for IVF. But if IVF is already going on and you don't know whether it is going to succeed or not, then defer the vaccine for a safer period.
Thank you. Pooja Kumari is asking, which vaccine is best for COVID in India?
Well, all the 3, well, Sputnik is not freely available and you can't get it just now. So we may focus on 2. Both are good and you can take any, but you need to take second dose of that vaccine only. You cannot take second dose of another vaccine. Otherwise, there is hardly any choice between the 2. Both are safe, both are effective, and both are available also.
This is Ipsita's question. What happens when a woman gets pregnant after the first vaccine shot? Should she take the second dose?
No. The present guideline in India says that a pregnant lady should not take a second dose, and she should wait till the pregnancy is over. The child is born or abortion is happened, whatever. Pregnancy is terminated, and afterwards she can take second dose. But if it is more than if a long time has passed between first and second dose, then she should start again and consider that to be first dose.
The next question is from Trishna. If a person doesn't know that he was affected with COVID and takes vaccine, then how it will affect his body?
Good, a very good question. See, when you are having a disease, say COVID, your body is fighting against the virus, and any component of the virus, whenever the body notices or finds out any component of the virus, it will kill it, or it will demolish from the body. And what is vaccine? Vaccine is a component of a virus. As Dr. Kiran has rightly pointed out, that Covaxin is killed vaccine. Covishield is a live vaccine, but different virus with similar composition. So our body will kill that vaccine also. So what happens is some of our effort is wasted in killing the vaccine. So our disease might have little flare up. And second thing is that the vaccine doesn't produce any desired effect. So maybe that we are having a disadvantage of getting a little flare up of the disease or little severe form of disease. That's in theory. But the vaccine will definitely not be effective if we have given at the time of COVID infection. Otherwise, there is nothing wrong.
Thank you. The next question is from Rekha Kalita. Woman getting pregnant develops antibodies against the father's genetic material. This is why they are excluded from plasma donation. Is this correct? And if yes, then how long the antibodies last in the woman's body?
Well, plasma donation, now plasma is removed from the treatment of COVID, so plasma donation question should not arise. However, the pregnant women are not allowed to give any kind of blood donation because they are already having some deficiency, they are already having some supportive treatment. Well, the plasma will not remove any kind of hemoglobin from their body, but definitely will reduce the protein component of it. And that's why the pregnant lady should not donate plasma. There is nothing like husband's or father's antibodies, something like that. No. It is for the mother's health that she should give any kind of donation.
Yes. Ayushi Singh is asking, how long the antibodies last after getting fully vaccinated?
Well, at present, we do not know because vaccination has started just now. Vaccination has started not very early in other countries also. So to say that antibodies have lasted up to this or up to that time interval, it's very early to say. But out of our scientific knowledge of development of antibodies and maintenance of it, we believe that it could be 8 to 10 months. There is other factor of memory cells, and these memory cells give immunity lifelong. We still do not know whether this vaccine affects memory cells. If it affects memory cells, then probably it will give lifelong. But at present, we should start thinking that it is 8 to 10 months, and maybe that we will have to take the vaccine at least every year. So, in the light of today's knowledge, we say that it is 8 to 10 months.
Thank you. Tapashi's question is, if a person has low hemoglobin, could she take vaccine?
Yes. In fact, she should take the vaccine positively, because low hemoglobin leads to lower immunity and the person becomes susceptible to other infectious diseases.
Yes. Shweta's question is, I had heard that a baby whose mother had COVID during pregnancy also ends up having antibodies post-delivery. Is this true for vaccines as well? That is, a mother is vaccinated and then gets pregnant. The baby may have antibodies when born.
Well, suppose if the mother was vaccinated and then she got pregnant and then the baby was born, how much time has passed? It's around 10 months. And then we say that the antibodies do not last 10 months. But it is true that the antibodies can pass the placental barrier. And if the mother is having good antibodies, the baby will get it. But neither of the baby is born with COVID. They acquire COVID from relatives. So if they have antibodies, they would be benefited. But the antibodies, I don't think, would be lasting as much in light of today's knowledge, that at the time of birth they have antibodies and they can be protected.
Yes. Jagruti wants to ask, her question was, is it compulsory to take vaccination before starting IVF?
Well, I have never heard of these guidelines. Neither they are there on the official guidelines, because official guidelines do not take care of uncommon activities like IVF. Has any IVF center person asked for that? The reason would be this, that if you get some serious disease and you get many medicines, these medicines might have some bad effect on the growing fetus or growing baby, and that might have some issue or some problem. And that's why if you want to get protected, I think then you will have to take both the doses and then go for IVF.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Saraswati's question is, one lady has been tested positive. She has a newly born baby now, 2 months old. Should she give milk to that baby or not? That lady is asking about this with me.
Yes, she should not, for at least 10 to 14 days from the start of her illness or from the start of testing positive, because there are chances that she might transmit an infection to the baby. And but you can do one thing: express the milk from mother's breast and give it to the baby. The milk doesn't have any problem. The problem is close proximity of the baby with the mother. The baby has to be brought very close for feeding, and at that time the mother might transmit from her breath or cough infection to the baby. It's not through the milk. So milk can be safely expressed and given to the baby.
Thank you. Soumya's question is the vaccine safe for someone with weak lungs and lung capacity?
Yes, it is safe, and it is recommended that COPD patient or such patients who have got some problem with lungs, they should take vaccine to protect themselves from COVID, because COVID is going to weaken their lungs still further.
Thank you. Padmaraj's question is, diabetic and COVID tests are compulsory before vaccination. If diabetic patients take up the vaccine, any side effects came after the vaccine, can they use diabetic medicine along with general medication or compulsory consult the doctor?
Well, no diabetic or COVID test are recommended before taking vaccination. You can take it even if you have diabetes, even if you don't have it. And routine COVID testing is also not recommended at the time of vaccination. If a diabetic patient takes vaccine, well, in fact, he should take vaccine because otherwise he is more prone to get serious disease. Diabetes is one of the very problematic comorbidity and is certainly going to give some problems to the patient. And we have seen that mortality is very common in if one single comorbidity was to be considered, that's diabetes. So diabetic patients should take vaccine, must take vaccine, and there is no contraindication with taking other anti-diabetic medicines or any other medicines, in fact, simultaneously with the vaccine. So nothing to worry about it. Go for vaccination, and diabetic patients should go for vaccination even on a priority basis.
Yes, thank you. Krishna is asking, if someone is taking immunorepressant steroids, are they vulnerable to COVID infection?
Yes, they are. They are more vulnerable, more prone to get the COVID infection. And again, giving vaccination, their antibody production may not be as strong as that with the normal persons because they are already immunocompromised. So protection what they will get cannot be calculated according to normal person, but whatever small protection they get, it is worth giving. And immunocompromised patients or patients on steroids or other immunocompromising drugs, they must take COVID vaccination. That's for certain. However, what protection they will get, that cannot be calculated.
And what can they do?
What they can do is take vaccine and simultaneously keep on behaving COVID appropriate behavior, like mask. Nowadays we said double masking and social distancing, not going out, avoiding crowded places, touch control, sanitizing hands. They must meticulously keep on doing that, and that's why they are because they are more prone. They should take meticulous care.
Yes. Thank you, Dr. Butch. We have finished our questions in the chat box. Are there any more questions?
You can unmute yourself and ask the question. आप लोग अपने आप को अनम्यूट करके क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हैं अगर आपकी कोई भी क्वेश्चन है तो.
Hello. Hello. Yes, Miss Amanda.
I would like to ask one question. If somebody has taken Covaxin, both the doses, and they would prefer to take another vaccine later on, is that advisable or no?
No, because one thing is that that's not going to be beneficial, and second thing is that we do not have that much luxury of vaccine available with us. So if it was going to be beneficial, then it's okay. But when it is not going to be beneficial, we don't advise like that.
Okay, thank you.
Miss Meenal, please ask your question.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I would like to ask that if I'm a COVID positive and now I am recovering and I feel that I'm fully recovered now. So is this necessary to do COVID test again to confirm, or we can just say, yeah, I'm fine now and there is no need to do the test?
Sorry, can you repeat?
Hello.
Yes.
So Dr. Butch, she's asking that she was COVID positive and she's recovering. She is. So should she take a test to confirm that she's negative, or if there is no symptoms, there is no need to take test?
If there are no symptoms, no need to take test. and it's not neither recommended also.
Yes. Miss Saraswati, you wanted to ask a question?
Yes, ma'am. ಈಗ ಒಬ್ರು ಲೇಡಿಗೆ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ, ಮಗು 2 ವರ್ಷದ ಮಗು ಇದೆ, ಆದ್ರೆ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋರು ಯಾರು ಇಲ್ಲ. ಆ ಮಗುಗೆ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತಾ, ಮಗುಗೆ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಬರುತ್ತಾ ಜೊತೆಲಿ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅಂತ?
Would someone help us to translate what she's asking?
Sabana?
Miss Shireen, would you help us to translate what she's asking the question?
I did not. Somebody else.
Yes. Yes, ma'am. What she is asking means some mother has a COVID positive or has a, I think, a 4 years child she had.
2 years child.
If child
2 years.
8 years. 2 years child. If child also affect that COVID, anything or not?
Well, if both are affected, both should take treatment, and both should be kept isolated. But mother and child should be kept together. And this is a major portion of worry, that if in the next wave, if we get more cases of children, how are we going to manage? Because children cannot be kept isolated. At least a mother or some other caretaker has to be there. So that's why we want that some vaccination also gets further boost, so that the caretaking mother is already vaccinated and can take care of the child. And she is little more safe than absolutely unvaccinated one.
Yeah.
So, but if both are infected, then there is no question. Both can be kept together, and both should get the treatment according to the medical advice.
But child
Now-
cannot be tested, no? For 2
Why,
years.
why
baby.
child cannot be tested? Child can be tested.
Child can be tested.
And I have put my email ID as well as WhatsApp number. If you get some question afterwards also, while you are talking to your beneficiaries and doing field work, etc., and you need to ask, you can ask me either on email or on WhatsApp. Please do not make phone calls, because you see, I'm around the clock. I am busy with such kind of activities, and I might not be in a position to take your calls. But WhatsApp, I will definitely answer.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Indira is asking, if anyone taking hormonal balancing tablets, can they take COVID vaccine?
Yes, they can. There is no issue.
Yes, thank you. Are there any more questions?
Can we share your email ID for the person who are means they want to talk or take any advice from you, sir?
Well, I will answer on email ID, or I will answer on WhatsApp. No phone calls, please.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Dr. Buch has shared his email ID and contact number on the common chat group. You can please note it down from there. Miss Rajamani, do you have a question?
Rupa, I have one question.
Hi.
Yes.
Heli ma'am.
Rupa?
Heli ma'am.
Hello, Rupa?
ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
ಈಗ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗೆ ಸ್ಟ್ರೋಕ್ ಆಗಿ ಈಗ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ವ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿನೇಷನ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ತಗೋಬಹುದು. ಹಲೋ
ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸಲ ಅದು ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಆಯ್ತು ನಿಮ್ ವಾಯ್ಸ್.
ಅದೇ ಈಗ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗೆ ಸ್ಟ್ರೋಕ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅವರು ಟ್ರೀಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ತಗೋತಾ ಇದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ವ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿನೇಷನ್ ತಗೋಬಹುದಾ ಅಥವಾ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ನೇ ಕನ್ಸಲ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ವ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿನೇಷನ್ ತಗೋಬೇಕಂತ?
Hi, sir. The person has a stroke. He's already taking the medicine for the stroke. He can take the vaccination, or he has to consult the doctor.
Well, that depends upon what medicine he is taking for stroke. If he is taking drugs which prohibit clotting, then he should ask his doctor to whether he should take the vaccine or not. But that should be either coumarin derivative or heparin. If the person is on those medicines, they may not take COVID vaccine. Otherwise, they need to ask. They need to ask the doctor whether they can take vaccine or not, or what precautions should they take while taking vaccine.
Okay, sir. Better to ask the doctor on.
Certainly, better to ask the doctor.
Yeah. Okay, sir.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Are there any more questions? Ms. Shireen,
Yes.
yes, please go ahead.
No, I think there are no more questions. And we'll get back to you and Dr. Butch if required. I think most of our participants are from southern states, so they don't feel comfortable asking in Hindi or English. But we will get back to them if they have any questions. Then I can put forth to you or Dr. Butch through email.
Yes.
And then get back to them. Yeah.
Yes. May I request everyone to please switch off their cameras so we can take a picture of this session.
Yeah, it's done.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you everyone for joining this session. And I would like to thank you, Dr. Kiran and Dr. Butch, for giving their precious time during this COVID time to us, for giving such an informative session. Thank you all for joining and asking your doubts and questions. Hope you will going to do aware lots of people in the ground, in the community and your family. Be safe and let's fight COVID together.
Yes, thank you, the entire IntelliHealth team members, Dr. Butch and Dr. Kiran. Thank you so much from Pratham.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your valuable information.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you
Thank you.
from everybody. Thank you. Bye. God bless.
Bye. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Thank you. Hmm.